Have you ever wondered what single event caused the domino effect that led to the French Revolution? Imagine France in the late 18th century, a nation on the brink of financial ruin. The country's coffers have been depleted by its involvement in the American Revolution and the lavish spending of Kings Louis XVI and his predecessor, Louis XV. In the midst of this financial crisis, the Estates General, a gathering of representatives from the three estates of French society, convenes in 1789. However, it soon becomes clear that the first two estates, the clergy and the nobility, are more interested in maintaining their privileges than in addressing the nation's economic woes. In response, the third estate, representing the common people, takes a bold step. They break away and form the National Assembly, a new legislative body that seeks to represent the will of the people. The National Assembly's formation was a clear assertion that political power no longer resided in the monarchy, but in the people and their representatives. How does a prison become a symbol of tyranny and its fall, the start of a revolution? Such is the story of the Bastille, a fortress-turned prison in the heart of Paris, whose storming on July 14, 1789, marked the beginning of the French Revolution. The Bastille was seen by the revolutionaries as a symbol of the monarchy's absolute power, its looming walls a stark reminder of the king's authority and their own oppression. On that fateful summer day, the people of Paris, driven by hunger and the desire for liberty, stormed the Bastille. The fortress was seized, its governor was beheaded, and the revolution was ignited. The fall of the Bastille was more than just an attack on a prison, it was a defiance of tyranny, a call to arms, and the first major act of rebellion against the French monarchy. But the revolution was not all triumphant cries of liberty, equality, fraternity. The years that followed were marked by political turmoil and bloodshed, a period known as the Reign of Terror. From 1793 to 1794, the French Revolution took a dark turn under the leadership of Maximilien Robespierre, a radical Democrat and key figure in the revolution. As the leading voice of the Jacobins, he orchestrated the execution of thousands, including King Louis XVI himself, in the name of purging France of its enemies and protecting the revolution. Robespierre's reign of terror was a time of intense fear and widespread death. It was a radical shift from the hopeful start of the revolution, a time when the ideals of freedom and equality were drowned out by the thunderous fall of the guillotine's blade. Those who initially supported the revolution now lived in fear of Robespierre's Committee of Public Safety, which seemed more intent on public executions than public safety. Yet, despite its brutality, the Reign of Terror was an integral part of the French Revolution. It was a time when the revolution truly became radical, when it was clear that the old regime would not be returning, and a new era was dawning, no matter how bloody its birth. The Reign of Terror, though bloody and extreme, was a period where the revolution truly became radical. How does a revolution that sought to end tyranny end with the rise of a new kind of tyranny? This question brings us to the rise of Napoleon Bonaparte. As the Jacobin club's power waned, Napoleon, a military general, seized the opportunity. He capitalized on the chaos and instability that had become the norm in France, positioning himself as the nation's savior. Becoming a dictator, Napoleon effectively extinguished the flames of the French Revolution, but the fire of revolution had already spread, igniting the Napoleonic Wars. These wars were more than mere power struggles. They were the ripple effects of the French Revolution, its ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity clashing with the established monarchies of Europe. And so, the French Revolution didn't really end, it was transformed. It became a battle fought not just on French soil, but across the continent and beyond. Napoleon's rise marked the end of the French Revolution, yet its echoes reverberated far beyond France's borders. So what did the French Revolution achieve, and why does it still matter today? Let's explore that. The French Revolution was a period of radical change, bringing about the end of feudalism, a system that had dominated Europe for centuries. It replaced it with a society where merit mattered more than birthright. The revolution also sparked a wave of nationalism. The idea of a nation-state where people are united by language, culture, and shared values, rather than the rule of a monarch, was a revolutionary concept that spread far and wide. Moreover, the French Revolution championed the principles of secularism and democracy. It separated church and state, reducing the influence of religion on politics. And it introduced the idea of power to the people, the cornerstone of modern democracy. Its influence extended beyond France, inspiring future revolutions and movements for democracy around the globe. The French Revolution, a tumultuous decade of political and social change in France, left an indelible mark on the world, shaping the course of modern history.